Welcome to the 2014 PSP Mid-Atlantic Open. I'm Matty Marshall alongside Todd Martinez. Todd, we have an awesome tournament set and ready to go for everyone here at home. The first game about to go down, Chattanooga CEP taking on Moscow Red Legion. Now, the story behind these two teams, Moscow Red Legion is the most dominant PSP team that has ever existed. They've won 10 PSP tournaments. No other team has ever won 10 PSP tournaments. They're playing a team in Chattanooga CEP for years has struggled to move up the ranks. They had an awesome divisional story. You know, it was the same story that Vicious has had, same story that Upton 187 has had, but they have not found success in the professional division yet, and they've been stuck in the Challengers division. Moscow also now has been stuck in the Challengers division after bumping down during the World Cup last year, and they did not play well at the first event. They got a lot of Tauntaun players on that team, the best players from France, and these young, hungry guys that they've been bringing up for a couple years now from that camp, that really hard-hitting camp they have in Moscow. But the problem is they just haven't been able to vibe yet, Todd.
Yeah, I mean, you expect for Moscow Red Legion to have those Tauntaun players make a bigger impact right away, but with any team in any sport, it takes a little bit longer to gel than just overnight. So I expect those players to come out now that they've had a little bit more time together, mix a little bit better with the Moscow Red Legion players that were left over. Like you said before, not sure if Kirill is exactly back yet playing on the field. We know that he was practicing a little bit, and he is suited up down here. We'll see if he actually gets on the field to play. But CEP, they've been together now. They've picked up some new players past few tournaments. They've been playing pretty well together, but, we'll see if they can muster enough to get out of the Challengers division this event.
And it's going to be tough. Todd, yesterday in the breakdown, and you guys will see that play today as well during the lunch break, we're talking about these teams and these games that are going to be here in the prelims. And this is the strongest field we've ever seen. You're looking at these legendary teams like Sacramento Excessive stuck in the Challengers division. Moscow Red Legion stuck down in the Challengers division. Also, can't forget about Houston Heat. Houston Heat, they went down to the Challengers division and played in a crazy relegation game against Tampa Bay Damage. That was a close match. Tampa Bay Damage barely won that on the strength of Jason Edwards' 5 confirmed kills in the last point. Jason Edwards took it home for Tampa Bay Damage, and thank God for them, because this particular field out could really play into the advantage of Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
And you play them this afternoon.
We play them first. So, great first event out there in Dallas. A lot of the teams that, people had picked to win actually finished very, very low. I don't know if anybody thought that Houston Heat was going to go down to the Challengers division after Dallas, but, that's why we're here. We're here at MAO now, brand new field layout. Everything looks like it could be a sit and wait field, but we got the best of the best out here. This could turn into an all-out attack at any time. So it's going to be interesting to see, especially with these first two Challengers games, how teams decide to play this field. And, with all the teams getting to watch the afternoon bracket, getting to watch these morning games that we're going to have here, should make it very interesting because, like we talked about in the breakdown, every game is going to be a good game. After the CEP Legion Excessive Thunder matchups, we're going to have Dynasty and Art Chaos, Infamous taking on Aftershock, Ironman Art Chaos, Dynasty Aftershock, Infamous Ironman. So
it's just, these are like, okay, first of all, the very first Champions game we get to watch here coming up after the Excessive Thunder game. That could be a potential finals match. Dynasty versus Art Chaos. And this is Art Chaos's first time in the Champions Division. They stormed through the Challengers Division, undefeated, just dominating everybody, looking amazing out there, barely looking like they were even trying. No one really even put up much of a fight. 187 put some points against them, but Art Chaos definitely, that team was formed to come into the PSP and try to win tournaments. They have some of the best players in the world on that team. And if you got a chance to pick your fantasy team, as far as guys and their money worth for the fantasy league, 4 out of the top 6 guys were Art Chaos members.
Wow.
Not really surprising when you got guys like Alexander Bernikov, Sergei Sonaiskov, Konstantin Fedorov, and Miska Kesnev. Those 4 killers, the fact that they're now all on the same team again and playing against the best of the best here in the PSP, that's what the PSP exists for. At all divisions, too. Huge turnout at this event. It's another sold-out tournament here at the PSP, 180-something teams. And I was looking at how many D3 teams there are, and on Sunday we're going to find out who the best divisional teams are. D4 through 1 will be playing here on the main field. You get to see them on the webcast. I love watching those games because we get to see the future stars. Who's going to be the next Chattanooga CEP? Well, we got just a few seconds before the start of this point. Here we go. Start of this first point, and it looks like Chattanooga CEP is a pretty conservative breakout for them, Todd. 5 players alive, though. No one lost. for them. One player does get shot, and it looked like for Moscow Red Legion, they made it out wide. There's the back line for CEP. First move made from CEP. The insert bunker there towards the snake side. Push coming up on the D side for CEP. CEP getting chopped up here on the snake side.
And CEP lose one body trying to make it up to that wing over the snake side, but at the same time moves up into that third Dorito and gets a little bit of an angle on the two players doubled up in that tall tower on the Dorito side. And Maddie, it does look like Kirill Perhidny is on the field for Moscow Red Legion, so well enough to play. We're unsure if he was going to be able to make it out here, and here he is as Moscow Red Legion makes a bump into the Dorito 2 from the Dorito side corner.
And you can see their top right portion of your screen, CEP in good position on that D side. They have a player right by the 50-yard line on the Dorito side. And there you can see the lineup for Moscow Red Legion, and they are also D side heavy. And now trying to make a move up the center. Here comes the move all the way up into the 50-yard line in the center for Moscow Red Legion. He's going to try to pinch out the CEP player, and he was able to do it. That's why he was able to make that move. So now Moscow Red Legion is in dominant field position. Now pushing up on the D side as well. CEP makes a move into Snake 1. It's Daniel Keene for CEP and Snake 1.
And here comes Moscow Red Legion now on the attack. That is Kirill Perhidny up there in the snake side of the A as he shoots out Daniel Keene from Snake 1 to CEP, leaving just Robbie Goldsmith left alive in that Dorito 1. It looks like Robbie Goldsmith might have traded out with Kirill right before the end of that point, but plenty of Moscow Red Legion players still alive on the field, and they're going to take the first point of this game.
Yeah, so as we saw there, and it's going to be a story that we're going to be talking about all event long, is players dying out of the bunkers. This is a gunfight-heavy field. You know, paintball, foundation of the game is the gunfight, and on this particular layout, we're going to see who the best gunfighters in this league are, Todd.
Yeah, and that's what this league's all about. You know, the number one drill that you do, it's like shooting free throws for basketball. It's going to do it snap shooting for paintball. You know, coming out here and taking your time, you know, working on the fundamentals so that when you get out here and the game's moving at 100 miles an hour, it seems like it's going at 5 miles an hour. You know, teams come out here and they do their drills left-handed, right-handed, you know, countless weekends of practice, you know, all the moving and field layouts and game planning and all that stuff. It's all fine and dandy. But if you can't look a guy and see him staring at you with a ball flying at your face and put one right back in on him, then you're not going to be able to compete out here.
And it really comes down to the straight matrix ability to read the streams. And, you know, because when you're gunfighting somebody, you know, the intricate nature of the gunfight is why I loved the game. You know, that was one of the most, I felt, fundamental and interesting parts of this fight, is you are locked in that competition, that fight against that opponent, and your ability to not just play him, but play the thing that's actually going to kill you, which is the actual paintballs, the streams of paintballs themselves. You know, so the players that have that ability to kind of see beyond just the mere, just the basic variables. Okay, this is where they are, but where are they? Where are they shooting? What do you think they're going to do? How hard is this guy gunfighting you? And that's why I really think that the players that have cultivated that ability, you know, for their careers, those are going to be the guys that prevail on this field layout. And Moscow Red Legion, you know, that's a team that does so much gunfighting drills. You know, talking to guys that have been in that camp before, they really do so much snap shooting, lots of technical stuff. I mean, these are pro paintball players, and they train 5 days a week, you know, so it's Moscow Red Legion, this could be their chance to get out of the Challengers division.
Yeah, with a 1-0 lead right now in the first game of the event. Split screen breakout.
CEP on your left-hand side, Moscow Red Legion on your right-hand side. So here on the breakout, looks like CEP tries to spread out wide. It's really tough to get to the corner on the snake side of the field. They drop a body trying to get out to that bunker. So 4 players left alive for CEP. Moscow Red Legion, 5 bodies left alive for them, and they looks like they're moving up the center. So here comes the move from Moscow Red Legion to the 50-yard line. Another body drops off for Chattanooga CEP. It was Osvaldo that got shot trying to get out wide. Colin Sherry takes the walk early, number 76. So just 3 players left alive for CEP. Here comes the push from Moscow.
Yeah, Moscow Red Legion loses the body over here on the snake side as well. 2 times now they've gone out to the snake side corner, gotten bounced both times going out there. Unlucky breaks for CEP, but here comes Moscow Red Legion now taking advantage, coming down that Dorito side of just the few remaining bodies of CEP. And that's going to do it for CEP. So Moscow Red Legion shooting that first body off the snake side, then attacking up that Dorito side hard. Looked like Kirill once again. Nope, actually that was Colombo. Colombo this time charged the middle of that Dorito side A right away. Locked off that side of the field. CEP went a little short, went up to the Dorito 1 on that Dorito side, but bodies started on the snake side and then started dying going across.
Yeah, so the score is going to be 2-0 in favor of Moscow Red Legion. Here playing Chattanooga CEP, first game of the tournament. We'll be right back after this. Do not go anywhere. Welcome back here. So already the Tauntaun players for Moscow Red Legion have contributed. Loic Velo was able to get 2 confirmed kills so far here in this matchup. And the Tauntauns typically, they play a power game. They're good gunfighters too, but when I think of the Tauntauns, I think of very aggressive players, willing to go into the breach, not scared to attack, fearless, and they do play that kind of quicker power game. So to see them come out here and really pitch in immediately and help Moscow Red Legion. And for Moscow Red Legion, they had kind of a tough shake for them the past couple seasons because they've been constantly trying to rebuild. That team became legendary because of guys like the players on Arc Chaos right now. Those are the legendary Moscow Red Legion players that helped them win championships, and they have moved on from that program. But the Moscow Red Legion program is deep. They've been bringing these kids up for a long time. So, but they needed some firepower. They needed some top-ranked guys, some guys they knew could play at the top level of the game. So they went and they picked up the Tauntaun. So Tauntaun's contributing here early on.
Split screen breakout. Legion goes a little short on the snake side this time. Looks like it's bounced. They lose one going out wide on the Dorito side. CEP able to keep all 5 bodies alive. That snake player asking for a check for Red Legion, and he is called clean. So CEP actually shooting pretty well on the break. Got a couple unlucky bounces. They've bounced the snake guy 3 times now already. But they were able to get the body advantage early here. Let's see if they can capitalize on that as they are able to move up into that Dorito 2 right away. And they have another player launch up into that A, and there goes the kill off the snake side temple. So 5-on-3 now in favor of CEP.
Well, Todd, this is a big point for CEP. We all know that that dreaded 3-point spread. It's very hard to come back and erase the 7 points here in the pro division. When you go down 3 points, the stats on that are terrible.
Oh, it looks like Kirill just got shot right in the front of the loader.
It's awesome to see Kirill back out here. Kirill tore his Achilles tendon very severely last year and has fought back through rehab and worked very hard to be able to get back out here. And huge leader for Moscow Red Legion to try to keep that program fighting back towards a world where they're a top team again.
Yeah, and there's Kirill getting shot in the wrist. So just 2 bodies left alive now. The 2 towers in the middle crossed up for Red Legion as Daniel Keene, comes right into the 50 snake and gets shot in the loader.
Yeah, but he got a kill before he went, and here comes 1 body left alive. But look at this, though. CEP going sloppy. This was their point to win, and all of a sudden we got ourselves a 2-on-1. It was a 4-on-1, Todd, at one point.
Yeah, Lange threw his body away, but Butt's still alive over here on the snake side. Robbie Goldsmith over there on the Dorito side, able to close this game out. There you see James Butts. Gonna run that flag and get one on the board for CEP. So
well, let's check out the replay here as CEP was finally able to get to that 50-yard line snake. It's a tough spot to get to, but the bodies had been whittled down. And there comes the move from the center, and he crawls right to the 50 snake, realizes there's no one in front of him. He rolls around and is able to get that shot on the back. A Moscow Red Legion player, bam, right there. And there was 1 player left alive in that stand-up temple there in the back for Moscow Red Legion. He was able to drop a shot, and then it looked like, and Todd, on this field, I think we're going to be able to see some low body situations with guys pulling out points when they're down bodies. Well, let's check in with the 3rd member of our broadcast team, Lauren Kelly. She's down in the pits.
Hey guys, I'm down here on the sidelines for day one here in Maryland. I'm in the CEP pit with Robbie Goldsmith. Now, this is a different field than we saw at the first event.
Yep.
What side of the field do you think is more effective to attack?
The Dorito side seems a little bit easier to get down. You know, if the snake side's clear, you can go down it, but that tower stops everything, so you got to really be careful about that.
Definitely. How difficult is it to get out wide off of the break?
It's really hard. It's the hardest it's been in a long time, and you know, it's a good for a guy like me because that's my thing. But it's really hard.
Is there any kind of strategy to get into the snake side since it's pretty tough to get there off the break?
You got to double team. You got to double team the tower.
All right. Well, we'll see who gets this next point.
Yeah, and that it is true. It's very tough to get out on both sides of the field, but you got to try eventually. You know, I mean, you can only go up the center so much and rely on that off the break shooting, but it's going to come down to gunfighting. This field is totally going to come down to gunfighting. Todd, correct me if you think I'm wrong, but it's going to be those guys that are able to really have their shots on winning those gunfights in their bunkers, you know, starting to drop those bodies, which will open up the aggression.
No, absolutely. You know, and once you got the advantage, communication is always so important. You got to know where the holes are and look to attack them right away. As we see Colombo once again going up to that can in the center of the field towards the Dorito side, looking to attack that A right away. And there he goes, straight into the A, into that tiny fortress right there, right under the CEP logo on your screen. Has that whole Dorito side of the field to lock off right now. Really going to help teammates spread out a little bit as Red Legion jumps to the Dorito 2 as well. Colombo getting a check right now from the referee. He is going to be called clean, as looks like CEP player Daniel. Oh, no, that's Lopez. Lopez takes one in the goggles, looking towards the Dorito side from the snake. He comes walking off first for CEP. And then Peter Velarde also getting shot for CEP. Couple bodies now walking off for CEP. Not looking good, making bumps, catching paintballs.
Well, Todd, they're just scrambling to get out wide on the D side. Not able to do it, though, because Moscow Red Legion just really able to get up there in the center and start chalking up those bodies.
Yeah, and there Danchak goes down. He's the last one for CEP as they come storming down the snake side. Here's Chambon, one of those French players we were talking about. And there's Velu, number 25 on your screen.
Yeah, so that center definitely doing work for Moscow Red Legion. I like that play. And, you know, it's always interesting because you always wonder how much the center is going to come actually into play on a layout. And already we've seen Moscow Red Legion really attacking up that center, which is really opening things up for them. People have to worry about that guy. And CEP struggling to stay alive in their bunkers.
Yeah, so, I mean, we got a 2-1 ball game out here. I mean, a 3-1 ball game out here right now. 13:08 left to go. We'll be right back after these messages.
Getting a look in the pits right now for Moscow Red Legion, as they are very determined to finally make their way out of the Challengers Division. And in case you're new to this, there's 10 teams in the Challengers Division, 10 teams in the Champions Division. Those are both professional divisions. But the reason why it's so exciting to watch these tournaments is because no one's safe, man. Every point's important, every game's important. And the top 4 from each division will move on to Sunday to play in the semifinals. The bottom 4 in the Champions Division have to play in relegation matches, and the loser of those matches moves down. The top 2 teams from the Challengers Division move up. So every single tournament, teams are going back and forth from the Champs and Challengers Division, which creates a immediacy that we had not seen in paintball until this format was created. And it makes it very exciting to watch and incredibly nervous to play. Yeah. Todd, how you played in those relegation games? How is that?
Every game counts. You know, it's so tough. And, you know, the relegation games are the worst thing you can possibly do on a Sunday morning. On the breakout right now, Moscow Red Legion finally losing the body, coming out here towards the snake side. Looked like they tried to double up, coming to the snake side hard. And they lose one, but come up to the wedge. on the snake side as well. Go short on the Dorito side, and then second out to the corner. CEP getting out to that Dorito one again early. Still got the towers, both playing straight ahead.
Well, CEP locked in their gunfights right now, and oh, I thought it might have been a penalty on Moscow. Moscow Red Legion coming off, getting shot out of that back bunker. And that was Anton. Yeah, so Anton taking the walk early. And it's 2 players down for Moscow Red Legion right now. This is CEP's chance. 4 bodies left alive for them. A little movement for them over here on the snake side as they move up to the insert bunker here, about the 30-yard line. You can see there in the eye in the sky, mirrored up, Moscow Red Legion and Chattanooga CEP on the snake side. Then big move from Moscow Red Legion over the snake. Was able to make it in clean. It's a huge bump. And then now the move from CEP. But he gets taken out.
Yeah, Kirill totally saw that move coming from James Butts. Picked him up as soon as he came across. James Butts saw the player dive into the 50 snake, got super excited, jumped to his feet. Right away, Kirill got ready for it, picked him off, and that opens up the whole snake side of the field now. CEP with just Robbie Goldsmith and the tower looking this way, and now the Dorito 1 looking this way as well. That's Landry. As Robbie Goldsmith gets shot, Landry is going to get run down by Kirill right here.
Yeah, Smotroff making his move on the snake.
Landry picks off Kirill coming to get him.
Yeah, Smotroff still alive over here.
So just Smotroff. Looks like it's a one-on-one right now.
I think it is a one-on-one.
So Landry and Smotroff.
This is a huge point for CEP. Smotroff, the rookie for Moscow Red Legion. And it looks like Smotroff loses the one-on-one. What an awesome job. Chattanooga CEP, Logan Landry. It's a new name for CEP. Starting to earn his keep. Puts a point on the board here. Starting to get ourselves a game now, Todd.
Yeah. Looked like it was it might even have been a 3-on-1. I'm not sure if Goldsmith shot the player coming down the Dorito side or if Landry picked him up, but then Landry turns to the inside, shoots Kirill, and then shoots Smotrov real quick out of that tower.
Wow, and we had just talked about that. You know, in this game, man, this particular layout, you're going to see guys be able to pull it back from the brink. And we have not been able to see that for a while. So that creates some dynamic element. You know, look for guys like Dave Baines, Mike Paxton, Yosh Rao, Jason Edwards, you know, the big back players, big name back players to have tournaments like that, because on this field it's definitely possible. So we are here at OXCC Paintball Park in Chesapeake City. Man, 2014 Mid-Atlantic Open is underway. Thank you guys for tuning in. Again, thank you for supporting PBA. Spread the word far and wide. We're trying to take paintball to another level and keep pushing forward. We need you guys' help do it, man. So, and just a huge roster of awesome games. Can't wait to see my old team, Sacramento Excessive, take on Seattle Thunder. And we're going to be right back after this message. Do not go anywhere. Welcome back here to this 3-2 ball game. Moscow Red Legion still 1 point up on Chattanooga CEP. What an awesome job by Logan Landry. 3 confirmed kills for him. And actually pretty good full team effort. Daniel Keene, 3 confirmed for him as well. James Butts has put 3 kills on the board. Robbie Goldsmith's got 1. Let's see if he can tie this game up here. Moscow Red Legion gets a pretty decent break. No, they lose a body on that D side of the field.
Yeah, both teams losing a body off the Dorito side early, trying to go to the corner. And then Robbie Goldsmith gets grilled up from the snake side. Been doing a really good job shooting bodies off that snake side, but takes one in the goggles early. Landry getting back on the field right away. He seconds after getting that kill off the Dorito side, seconds into the Dorito 1 again. So 3 bodies for CEP, and another 2 Moscow Red Legion players come walking off. So nobody over here on the snake side now. Let's see if James Butts can play this a little bit smarter.
Todd, this is the opening that CEP was waiting to create for themselves to try to tie this game up. Only 1 body left alive. No, I'm sorry, 2 bodies left alive. Moscow Red Legion does have good field position, but they have the numerical superiority. The snake side is completely blown. Can Butts figure that out? He needs to count the bodies. Communication, such a key. Number 21 gets cut down Daniel Keene, crossfield. Now Moscow Red Legion pushing past the 50-yard line and gunfighting like a wild maniac. He gets shot out of his bunker, gets a little bit greedy over there on the D side. So now it's a 2-on-1 situation. James Butts has the whole snake side to himself. Let's see if he can methodically work his way down here. Moscow Red Legion's last player left alive is Loic Vlot, and he is zoned up on James Butts. And that is going to open things up for Logan Landry to try to move down. But now Loic is now looking, he's going back and forth. It's tough. It's a 2-on-1 situation. You have to keep your gun going back and forth to put pressure. You cannot just zone in on one guy and hope you win that gunfight. You have to be moving back and forth in order to have any sort of shot, but not able to do it. And the point is going to go to CEP, and they're going to tie it up.
Yes, excellent job right there of Butts communicating. Butts finally, we thought it wasn't going to pick up. Their Legion player coming down that Dorito side finally gets himself in position, picks him up, eliminates him, makes it a 2-on-1, and is able to work with Landry to get himself into that 50 to put himself in position to get a good shot on that final Moscow Red Legion player. So good job right there by Butts and Landry to communicate. And, you know, that's kind of what we were talking about earlier. You have to be able to communicate at all times to know where those bodies are, where they're looking. You know, the situation that you just broke down. You can't just be looking at one guy. And the two guys that are facing that one have to be talking to each other, letting each other know which way the guy is looking so that they can make those moves and put themselves in position to pinch him out.
Yeah, so you can see it there on your screen, man. We're here at an awesome paintball field. If you are on the East Coast, you got to get to OXCC. And they got everything here. Woods ball, rec ball, walk-on, speed ball. There's all the information for you. Rick Carver runs a good program out here, and some pristine grass for everyone to play on. This is a great field. This field did get tons of rain. It's crazy though, man. I talked to the groundskeeper here. Talking to that guy about grass, I feel like I'm talking to an astrophysicist about the sun. You know, he just breaks it down. You know, and they had a bad winter here, and they were really scared. You know, even up to I think that was about 6 weeks ago. You know, this grass was brown. As everyone on the East Coast and anyone that that wasn't living in a cave on the West Coast knows, that the East Coast got pounded by the winter gods this year, and but they were somehow able to pull it off, and it's a beautiful paintball park here. Also, hopefully you guys were able to sign up your fantasy team. I got my team picked. I went a little heavy on the D side guys and the twos, those mid guys that I felt were going to have big tournaments, and then I got Dave Baines.
Who was your #1 draft pick?
I think Marcelo's going to have a big event. The D side's pretty good. He started to pick it up big time. I mean, he's always putting up good numbers. I got Archie Montemayor. Archie Montemayor's been putting up ridiculous numbers. He's our actually #1 guy, currently ranked #1 as the Top Gun leader after that first event.
Makes sense on that pick.
I got Nate Schrader on my team. He was a bargain pick. I think he could potentially have a tournament. He's hungry.
Nice.
So it looks
Moscow
like
Red Legion drops one body early. Maybe two as the referee runs in to check Kirill, calls him clean. CEP right now feeling good, putting a couple points on the board in a row after starting off a little bit slow. Now in the game right now, 5 bodies on 4. Make that 5 on 3 as Smotrov gets shot off the snake side. Landry getting a little excited, coming up, trying to attack the A on the Dorito side. He gets picked off.
Yeah, I don't know who he got shot from. Looked like he got shot from the D side, but I don't see any bodies over there from Moscow.
Yeah, he might have got shot on the guy doubled up with
that's what
Kirill,
it was.
The D side tower.
You can see their right-hand portion of the screen. They've actually doubled up that bunker. Oh, but he gets shot at. I'm going to say, it's tough, man. You know, these bunkers aren't that big, even though it looks like a big tower. You put 2 bodies behind that. So now stuck in the back bunkers. You can see how tight they're playing. You know, #2 for Moscow Red Legion. Yeah, just playing that bunker as tight as he possibly can, living by his gun on the D side. That means his back is about to get destroyed. Nice work. Clocking in for Chattanooga CEP to try to take this lead here is Daniel Keene. So it looks like Chattanooga CEP picking it up here, come from behind, putting another point on the board.
And Chattanooga CEP, 3 straight points. Doing work right now, taking the lead. Oh, exciting game. First thing in the morning here. And you know, CEP, the first couple points that they lost, they shot those bodies off the snake side and just got a couple unlucky bounces. I mean, this could be going heavy in CEP's favor right now, but, you know, fighting back on after that 3-on-1 from the 3-on-1 and then 2 points right after that. I mean, Landry stepped up, put in work for CEP, and now, CEP getting on a roll here.
Well, and I don't necessarily think that that Moscow put some points on the board and then started to play a little flat. CEP has just picked it up, man. They realized what they were doing wrong. They fixed that. They're not dying out of the bunkers as much, and they're starting to make those moves. They're really starting to get that timing down. So maybe it just took a couple points to do it. Let's check out this replay here. See the CEP, big move all the way to the 50-yard line, dives in there, gliding into the 50, and he's going to get up. He knows exactly what shot he wants to make. Bam! Puts 3 on the back and number 2 for Moscow Red Legion. Only 1 player left alive at that point. Keen looking good. But that's what you need. You need your guys to step up, man. When you're down points against a team that's as hungry as Moscow Red Legion is to try to reassert their dominance in the paintball world. And, CEP still, they've earned a lot of respect over the years. They've definitely gotten a lot better, fixed issues they had on the team, dealt with player losses and switched owners. I mean, it's been a long road for CEP. The fact that they're still here is just awesome. And we're glad that they are. And they are now 1 point up on Moscow Red Legion here.
Yeah, Moscow Red Legion, on your screen right there. They did a really good job of attacking that A early in those first couple points, getting that first kill and then attacking. Haven't had an opportunity to go up there, just haven't taken the moves yet. They've lost the first body early for the past couple points. Let's see who can get that advantage right away. If anybody, Moscow Red Legion goes all the way wide to the snake side and makes it. The guy on the inside temple catches a bounce in the head, but they're able to keep all 5 bodies alive. CEP able to keep all 5 bodies alive as well as Moscow Red Legion starts attacking on the inside up towards the snake. So looks like CEP player getting checked in that snake side can. Everybody is all clean. 5-on-5 game right now. And here goes Red Legion. Looking to power that snake, get 2 bodies in right away.
CEP losing a body. It's number 5, Charlie Smith, gets shot out, and then a little stumble, gets a little stuck in the ground there and tumbles backwards, doubling up that tower as you got Cyclops. So now in good field position on the snake side is Moscow Red Legion. They have 2 players, 1 in the 50, 4 players left alive for them, and just starting to put it on CEP here. It's really hard to hide because it's so tough to get out to that back corner on the snake side of the field. And once you make that 50, man, if there's no one on your side of the field shoot down, you can just wrap around and just start necks, backs, and packs.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Danchak knew that the Moscow Red Legion player had jumped into that 50 snake, shot about 3 times in the face. But Red Legion loses a body out of that snake side corner, so 4 left alive on the 3 CEP players remaining. Dorito 1, Dorito Tower, and the snake side temple. As there goes another body off that Dorito side. Peter Velarde getting shot out of Dorito 1. Red Legion now filling back across into the snake corner and now launching. Nobody sees him come from the 50 onto CEP side of the field and just teeing off on the backs. Colombo, who did some work up there in the center A, now diving into the 50 snake, crossing onto CEP side of the field and just shooting backs apart.
With 5 minutes and 19 seconds to go, time starting to run out here. We're going to have ourselves a tie game. It's going to be 4-4. Wow, so 4-4 is the score. Very close match between Chattanooga CEP and Moscow Red Legion. And also after the conclusion of this game, Sacramento Excessive will be taking on Seattle Thunder. So stick around, we'll be right back.
Are you ready for an explosion of paintball videos? Then stay tuned to paintballaccess.com because the CXBL is back for their 10th anniversary season. Catch all the best pro talent north of the border as teams battle it out in full X-Ball matches. Paintballaccess.com, on the field, in the pits, behind the scenes.
Oh man, so welcome back here, and as we were looking at the stats for the kill count on that last point, looks like Colombo for Moscow Red Legion, one of their French stars, stepping up, gets a 5-pack the first one. First tournament, first 5-pack, Todd, and that is so hard to do, man. We only see maybe a half a dozen, if that, maybe more like 3. It really depends on the layout, and also who came to play. But man, Colombo earning his keep on Moscow Red Legion right now.
Yeah, way to be. Colombo.
5-pack to tie it up.
Yeah, 5-pack. What's up? So,
and there's Moscow Red Legion on your screen, getting ready to roll here for this next point. Got about 35 seconds.
Colombo, he's one of the tauntauns that we were talking about. If those guys are going to be able to step up and play well, and first couple points already, we've seen Colombo get up there and do work on both sides of the field for Moscow Red Legion. I mean, he was really, I thought he was the best player when the Tauntauns were here playing as the Tauntauns. Next to Vulu, it was always just Colombo and Vulu just doing work together, and really like the way Colombo's playing right now.
So it looks like a timeout is going to be called. It's a smart timeout. Still a tie game here with just over 5 minutes to play. So we're going to be right back after these messages. So here we go, tie game, 5 minutes and 10 seconds to play here in the first Challengers Division match of the tournament. First day of the 2014 PSP Mid-Atlantic Open, second stop on the tour. We're here at OXCC Paintball Park, Rick Carver's Field in Chesapeake City, Maryland. I'm Matty Marshall alongside Todd Martinez. Steve Rabikoff will be joining us shortly. Let's check in with Lauren Kelly, our sideline reporter.
Hey there, I'm down here with Colombo in the Russians pit. Now, what did you guys focus on in practice to make sure you came out here and won all the points during this tournament?
We stay very focused on the practice on the breakout shoot because there is a big gap to shoot and we need to make some damage of the break. Then we need to stay alive, so we work like a narrow position and stay alive in this bomb position and try to keep shooting all the time in the gap and just stay alive, keep talking all the time with the mates and just try to keep the games.
You guys struggled a little bit at the Dallas event to bump up to the champions bracket. What were you having trouble in Dallas with?
In Dallas, I think you're supposed to know that we have a new team, new player, young player. Most of the team, half of the team is under 18 years old, and they have like 1 year's experience. So almost the PSP is their first experience,
All right, well, thank you so much. We'll see if the Russians can win this.
Colombo dominant so far here in this tournament. 5-pack for him in that last point to tie it up, and such a huge boost to Moscow to pick up those French players that have been playing for a long time. They needed that experience, just like Colombo's just breaking down for us, is that half of their team are pretty much rookies. Now, these are rookies that have been trained in the Moscow system, so it's not like these are just some boot guys that just found randomly at a field and were like, hey, you want to go play PSP with us?
Yeah.
But that being said, it does take a lot of time. I mean, there's no quarter given out there. This is the hardest thing to do in the paintball world, is try to win at the PSP events.
Yeah, we're talking about experience though, man. Rookies are rookies. Not having seen these top level players and being able to understand the game the way that guys like Colombo do, who are seasoned veterans in this game. It's a tough thing, and just being able to get out there, getting that one tournament under their belts, and now everything, just after you get that one out of the way, everything is going to be a little bit smoother, but still a long way to go. But they got some good guys, some good coaches, and a good organization to help them get to the top.
Todd, CEP losing bodies on that D side, out of their bunkers. 2 bodies walking off for them. Just 3 players left alive right now for CEP. Big desperation. Phil out to the back corner bunker on the snake side, able to make it in clean, spreading that field out. Moscow losing a body as well, too. 4 players left alive for them. They have better field position. Looks like Lopez gets shot, and the ref is going for his, no, I thought maybe we're going to see a penalty on Lopez, but ref didn't call it. 2 players left alive for CEP. Moscow Red Legion, they have the body advantage, they have the field position, and now pushing into that center of the field.
CEP here in the snake side corner, crossed up with that Dorito side tower. It looks like Robbie Goldsmith over there with a gun on the 50 snake. I think Kirill's up in that A, that fortress on the side of the A, looking to get a shot in on the snake side corner.
Time ticking off right now. 3 minutes left to go. And You know, you're looking at the score there on your screen. It's tied up. Moscow, though, looking like they're going to win this point, which means CEP is going to have to win a quick one to tie it up here. You know, try to give themselves enough time to maybe come back. They need to blow that horn, Todd.
Yeah, blow the horn right now, you know, in case, because Moscow Red Legion will definitely be able to lock it up, you know, if they can keep the bodies alive. And here comes the hammer getting dropped on Keen. CEP want to blow that horn, preserve as much time as possible. They're going to have to try and score a quick point, and this is going to be...
Oh, minor penalty on CEP for something. Just saw a yellow flag be thrown in the air. Again, yellow flag signify a minor penalty. 1 minute minors, 2 minute majors. Major flag is a red flag being thrown in the air by a referee. So it looks like a minor has been thrown on CEP, which Todd is really going to hurt them here. This is not the time to get their first penalty. You know, CEP struggled with penalties in the past. Let's check out this replay here from that last point. So you're looking at the snake side. Here is that last player left alive. Back corner bunker getting run down by Moscow Red Legion, who slides it out to finish off that kill.
And then here it is from another angle. Smotrov bunkering out Keen, shooting him in the back. Last body left alive. Interesting to find out what that penalty was for. Nobody left to pull and no time to get in the box. Robbie Goldsmith got it for talking. So Robbie Goldsmith getting that minor. CEP is now going to have to start with 4 bodies. 2:22 left on the clock and down 1. Yeah, we heard Colombo talking about playing the inside and, you know, not risking those bodies out wide. So I fully expect to see a lot of doubling up over here from Moscow Red Legion. Guns heavy and forcing CEP to try and make a move to come after them, because, you know, 2:22 on a field where you have a couple towers where you can cross it up.
It's not much time.
Not very much time at all.
If that's your intention. You know, if you want to cross this field up, you definitely can do it, which is going to force CEP to push into guns. So tough to push into guns that are properly aligned and crossed up. So that is the situation confronting CEP right now. They're down by 1 with 2 minutes and 22 seconds left to go. There's Moscow Red Legion on the screen. CEP scrambling out here to get ready for the last 4 seconds before this point. And they are going to have to push aggressive. They do not have a choice. So look for CEP to try to shoot a body off the break, to try to get an advantage, even, or not get an advantage, but try to get one back, make it even. No, they're not able to do it. They lose a body, lose another one. Todd, not looking good for CEP right now.
No, and Red Legion said forget crossing up. They went hard out there to the Dorito side. Came out here and shot heavy up on the snake side, killed a couple bodies, and CEP not managing the clock very well. There they go, blowing the horn. Now down 2 bodies, but they're going to get Robbie Goldsmith out of the box. But, I mean, this is a 6-4 game with 2 minutes left. Going to be tough out here right now to try and come back on Moscow Red Legion. CEP made a nice little run there, too, to take the lead, but on the 5-pack of Colombo.
Well, you know, it's like a fight, man. You know, multiple round fight, and CEP, you know, took a couple on the chin to start out. They came back, landed a couple blows of their own. And you look at this game matchup on your screen, you know, you got to give the advantage to Red Legion on the attacking and the defending. You know, this program, they train so much on those elements of the game. But the finishing the clutch for both of these teams about even, because Red Legion has a little bit more, you know, they just have a little bit more coaching experience, and that really kind of trickles down to the players regardless of their youth. We haven't really seen much finishing or clutch out of CEP over the years. Well, regardless, minute and 57 seconds left to go in this match. We're looking at CEP's pits right now. We're going to be right back after this.
Mission starts in 3, 2, 1. Go, go, go!
So can CEP score a couple quick points? They are going to get that body back from that minor penalty they had. Minor penalties come off the board if you lose the point. So they will be back at full strength, 5 bodies alive to start this next point for CEP, Moscow Red Legion. They've played clean this entire game so far. So can CEP get back in this match or is Red Legion going to put the final point up on the board here in this race to 7? Next game coming at you, Sacramento Excessive and Seattle Thunder. But right now, here we go, CEP on your screen. And 4 bodies alive for them. They lost Daniel Keene off the break. Daniel Keene, the kill count leader. And it looks like, oh, more bodies dropping. There's another body coming off, number 23, Logan Landry. And Logan put in some work here in this point, or in this game.
Yeah, he tried to come across from that Dorito side to the Snake side. CP tried to go to the Snake on the break, didn't do it. And Smotrov getting shot from Red Legion. He goes running off the field. Still 4 bodies alive. Red Legion, a nice spread across the field too. Dorito side corner, Dorito 1, the Dorito Tower, and the Snake Temple. As CEP kind of stuck over here now in the 2 towers in the middle, and that Dorito 1. Lots of guns for Moscow Red Legion. Going to be able to burn this last minute off the field, or off the clock. You know, going to be tough to get up the field over here right now with the area that Moscow Red Legion can cover from those 3 back spots that they have, and then making a bump up into Dorito 2 you see on your screen. There's that spread. 2 guns looking towards the Snake.
But Todd, 40 seconds to go, not going to be enough. CEP really, even though they only have 3 bodies, you can't die in your bunker like this. You just give it a shot and roll the dice. You're going to lose anyway if that time expires, so might as well give it a shot, see what happens. Roll those dice. And now Moscow making a move to that center 50. You can see there he's looking underneath that A bunker, and then here comes the move from the backfield. Robbie Goldsmith taking a bunker out, does bunker out that center player for Moscow. So Robbie refusing to go quietly, but his team is going to take a loss here against Moscow Red Legion in their first matchup. They still have 3 more to play, though, in these prelim matches.
Yeah. No sense of dying alive with time running out.
Yeah, if I was the coach, I would I'd be like, look, guys, just on general principle alone, we are going to need you when we're down 2. If we're under a minute, I don't care. Just try to make something happen. You're not going to get yelled at. It does not matter. So the win is going to go to Moscow Red Legion. They take that game 4-6 is the final score. So thank you guys for tuning in here to the PBA webcast. I'm Matty Marshall with Todd Martinez. Steve Rabikoff will be joining us shortly. Next up, Sacramento Excessive trying to rebuild their franchise, and they are going to be taking on Seattle Thunder, the best team from the Pacific Northwest, Corey Fields' team, legendary player in his own right. So can't wait to see that one. And then also, man, huge game to start out the Champions Division, as it's going to be San Diego Dynasty and Art Chaos. We couldn't ask for a better first game than that. So that will be coming up after the conclusion of the Excessive Thunder matchup. So thank you guys for tuning in. Again, spread the paintball gospel for us, man. Let everyone know that the best players in the world are playing here at the second stop on the PSP Tour. We're going to be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back. If you guys missed it, the first match of the day here in Maryland was Russians versus CEP. Russians ended up winning 6-4. I'm here with James Butts of CEP. Now, when the layout was first released, what was the first thing you guys noticed about it?
Well, we laid it out and we noticed that there's huge lanes towards the Snake and there's a big lane towards the Dorito corner, so just getting out wide was going to be really tough. We expected teams to just play sort of slow and stand up in those back bunkers and just cross it up forever, and that's what's happening so far.
You guys did make the Russians work for it. You tied them at one point. Going into those final 2 minutes, you're down 2 points. You want to take advantage of that time. What was running through your minds? What were you talking about in the pits to try to get some points on the board?
We also had the penalty for one of those points, so we were just trying to get out alive, which is the biggest thing. It sounds simple, but like I said, the lanes are huge. And then we just wanted to sort of shoot our guns and get a G. We had to chop them down just to start coming back. It's a really tough field if you're playing 5-on-5. It's just a stalemate, so.
Absolutely. If you have penalties and you're starting with bodies down, what is your best strategy? Do you want to just run out the clock, or what's the best strategy?
It just depends on the time. I think we had 2.5 minutes, so we needed to win that point. We couldn't really run out our penalty. Every second mattered, so yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much. You played a good game. Stay tuned. We've got another match coming up.
Thanks, PB Access.